I asked her out, and then she basically was like, "I don't know. Let me get back to you."
Hello, welcome to another Latino Wira podcast. I'm the Latino Wira podcast, Christian Henningsmeyer, and today I am with Michael Myers. The
Hello.
applause button. Yeah. A little late, but it's there. I just saw him super crushing in a dive bar where he got engaged to a heckler, and that was
Uh,
beautiful.
yeah, that was interesting. Yeah. Um,
What do you think? I'm gonna start with this. Like, what do you think? Like, because you were headlining, so you saw all the interaction of that woman as experienced comic as you were like because I was talking to Rachel, like you can decide between two routes. You can be like, I'm gonna attack her so she shut the fuck up,
right.
or I can try to pull her to my side so she's like doesn't shut the fuck up, but I can kind of control her with her being like feeling upset.
Right.
So how it was a really hard person to manage. Like how what was your approach?
Well, when I watched her, I just felt like it was like I think when you do shows like that where they're in a bar and then there's like the people are usually drunk and it's a free show, so you kind of expect maybe something like that will happen, or there'll be like a more rowdy audience. And then she was just like over the top, where she was like responding to everything and just like clearly very drunk. And I also wasn't sure if she was like a part of a group. So I think I
It
just,
was her and her dog and a spike.
yeah, she kept putting the dog on the table next to other people's drinks, and she wasn't, yeah. But, but she just, it was like one of those things where it's like, you can be like, because like in a club environment, they would have removed her. Like she would have been
Yeah, for sure.
kicked out,
I like
well before I had gone up on stage.
I was gonna say like 30 minutes before.
Right. But in the bar, it's like, well, she's just a person at the bar, and the bar wants her to keep buying drinks. So you don't want to get people kicked out, and they're not going to kick people out. So I think it just like, it was going to make it uncomfortable if I was like mean to her. But also, people were not loving her too. So I feel like they had leeway with just like being like, you can fuck with her. But I think if I would have just like laid into her, try to like take the other route of just like being mean or like really direct with her, it would have made the whole like vibe of the show
Also,
weird.
she kind of went on stage at some point. I was like, I don't know what is she's gonna do. Like,
Oh, when she started walking up to me,
yeah,
yeah,
and you were like, she's coming on stage. Okay, someone
right.
help.
I mean, I knew that she wasn't gonna do it. Actually, at first when she stood up, because I don't remember what I said to her, but at first I thought she was kind of offended. But then as she was walking up to me, I realized that she wasn't. She was just trying to like get a laugh because she really wanted that attention, you know?
No, no. For context, she was like, everything you said, she have a comment. You're like, oh, I hate flying a Spirit, and she's like, yeah, yeah.
Right.
Once I flew Spirit,
Right.
and I was going to Detroit, right? And then she started like, shut up, like, this is not your show. Shut the fuck
Like
up.
the time that she said she accidentally like called her brother-in-law or something like that on a plane. I think that was like one thing that, and everybody just like, okay. And all the other comics handled it very well, where they were not, they like indulged her enough, but they were also like making fun of her too. But she just kept talking, and I don't know. But when she did walk up to the stage, that was like weird. And then Greg did luckily come and tell her that
Yeah,
she
he
couldn't
kind of,
do that.
and he's huge.
I did, however, one time I saw Louis C.K. pre, um, Me Too thing at the Chicago theater, and some drunk guy like was shouting out, and eventually he got up and walked up to the stage, and nobody at the Chicago theater stepped in. Like Louis was on stage, and he just goes, "Is somebody gonna stop this person?" And
I can imagine here saying it like a joke.
right. And then eventually, like, an usher came over and was like, "Hey, you can't do that." But like, even at the Chicago theater, they were just like, "We don't know what to do with this right now."
Yeah, we're from the West. We're too polite.
Right,
Like, we can ask him to not do that.
right.
Like I once managed a heckler that he was like annoying the whole show, and This was at my buddy's, and then I went on stage, and he was talking Spanish. So when I went on stage, I didn't say anything. I don't look Hispanic, and he said, "Chino, chino, japonés, solo sabe hablar inglés," which is Chinese, Chinese, Japanese. He only know how to speak English.
Mm.
And the first thing I say is like, "Cállate la boca, mamá huevo." Like, I immediately attacking in Spanish. I, don't- like, I was like, "Cállate la boca, mamá huevo, yo español, soy de Venezuela, perro." And he started laughing, and I was like, "This motherfucker has been like talking the whole show, but he just fucking looked like a Noompa Loompa that
That's what you said in Spanish?
no, in English,
Oh,
that
okay.
just got overfed." And I was like, everybody look at him, everybody laugh. I was like, "You know what? Come on stage so people can see him." Can see you, and he was like, "Oh no, I'm okay, I'm okay." "Oh, you are okay now." and
Alright.
and then I pushed him, and then like at the end, I went to him. I was like, "Hey man, I'm so sorry if I put you on the spot. I was like, just make it." And he was like, "No, no, tú estuviste muy bien, tú no te agüitas." Like, and we're just like, "No, you were good. Like
That's
you
good.
didn't like fall off." I don't know why Latinos want to push you to see like, "Oh no, I'm gonna be an asshole to see how he reacts." I was like,
Yeah.
"You don't need to do that."
I don't have any opinions on that, but but I was gonna say that like I feel like sometimes like when you say stuff to people in the audience, I do that too, where I go up to them after the show,
Yeah.
and as long as they're not like it wasn't like a hostile thing, I think like if there's a little bit of a like joke being had at their expense, like I usually go up and I'm like, hey, thank you for being like a good sport
And,
about
and
that.
usually they're super nice
And
about it.
usually they're like, "Oh no, like it's totally
It
fine."
was fun. Yeah, yeah.
Fine.
They have
So,
fun. The people feel attention. Like, no, it was fun.
right.
Okay, I'm gonna go into some of the questions that I have for you. You told me you were a teacher, and you showed me some videos of you
Oh
doing stand up, looking like a normal person. So,
yeah.
what do you teach? Like, I didn't ask that.
Well, I had a degree to teach social studies, 7th through 12th grade,
Okay,
and then I could never find a job teaching social studies.
okay,
Um,
makes sense.
that yeah, like I didn't. Well, they always want coaches to teach social studies,
Okay,
and at least this is what I tell myself. And
okay,
and I like so I never got to like actually teach social studies. I got a job as a substitute teacher for a while, and then I got a job at a charter school for kids with autism, and there I taught reading, writing, and math. It was like you teach all three subjects throughout the day. So that's what I did for like
this
5 years.
pre stand up or
This
aligned
was
with?
I started stand up when I was like 25, and I probably got that job when I was like 26.
Okay,
So I subbed for a while after college, and then I had this teaching job, and then I was there for like 4 or 5 years and moved to Chicago, and then I was like a support person for a guy with autism for 10 years.
okay.
So, and
Do you have any jokes about that experience, or you're like, no, no, I'm not gonna
I
joke?
do have jokes about teaching, and I did do one joke about the guy that I worked with, but I just haven't like the teaching one. I put out like this special on YouTube, and that's on that. So I don't really do that anymore. And then the one with the guy I work with, it just like without doing it in the stuff about the kids that I taught, it just kind of was out of place and just seemed kind of like weird to be like.
Yeah, to be pointed
And
out.
now I'm gonna let me talk about this guy with autism. So I don't do that one
People will listen to it, but
anymore. Right,
do you think your style, like how you look now, it was like you look like this, and then you like cut your hair, shave your beard for the job, and then not job and become this again?
right.
It was like that. Like this was your
Right.
style before, and or after teaching, you're like, you know what, I'm gonna like, get let my hair grow.
Well, I mean, I grew my hair out a few times when I was younger, and I couldn't grow facial hair then, so I never grew facial hair. But then when I was teaching, I usually kept my hair like pretty short. There's like a year where I had to like kind of longer, but not anything like this. And then in the pandemic,
Ah, you're like,
like
fuck this. I'm gonna let it.
at the beginning of the
I don't have
pandemic,
to turn on my camera. Like,
right.
fuck that.
Like I grew up mustaches, I think like 8 years ago, and then yeah, like the first summer of the pandemic, I was like, why do I want to keep buying haircuts and blah blah blah, and I don't know. I
Oh,
just
it's a budget thing.
right.
The
I
long
couldn't
hair.
do it.
It's like, no, I want to have short hair. It's just I
Right.
don't have the money for.
I also feel like whenever I'd grow my hair out, I'd like have it long for a little while, and then like chicken out and just be like, I gotta just cut this. It's way too long. And then the pandemic was truly just like, who gives a shit? And
Yeah.
I'm just gonna see how long I can get it. And then I grew it long, and I was like, you know what? I kind of like how it looks. So
No, you have a
just kept it.
you have such a good look. Okay, I'm gonna get into this. That is one of the topics that I brought because actually I'll read some, but I got the topic, and then Rachel reminded me that you have a joke about it, which was fun because I did not pick this because of the joke. It was
Okay.
then later, but it's about a Reddit channel that says, quote unquote, the worst she can say is no, and they ask people to like, what was the worst she ever said, and your joke is like, even
No.
if the worst she can say is like
No.
no, it's like why if my physics, and it's like
Right.
then my personality is so unbearable that
Right. It's just a complete rejection
yeah,
of.
amazing joke.
Yeah.
But
Thank you.
I'm gonna read first the ones that are here while you think on if you have some that like I have some. This is mine because I remember it. One, I was really like really in love with this girl when I was like in middle school, and but you're a fucking kid. You don't know how to express your feelings, so I really annoy her a lot.
Right.
That was my way of like I like you. It's like I wanna grab your colors and make you chase me and like be annoying to you. So she
Mhm.
fucking hated me. And on Valentine's Day, I made a card for her, being like, "I'm so sorry, and I've been annoying all the time. I really like you that much." And then I sent it to her, like, and then she got it. She saw me. She called my name and like pay attention to me. And when I look, she got up, went to the trash can, rip it in pieces, and throw it
Whoa.
in the trash can. No, like I looking at like eye contact, and I was like,
Man.
you could, you could just say no, you know. That was in like you. Like I remember clearly, she is stepping up, going to the trash
How
can.
old was she?
We were both like 9,
9?
9, 10. Yeah,
Man, that's fucking brutal.
it
For a 9 year
like
old to be that like cold blooded and
yeah, and every piece she ripped, I felt that the little like
hell
heartbreak. I was like,
yeah. Oh
okay, I will
man.
never try to do anything again.
So did you become goth after that? Like
I believe I didn't
yeah.
try for a long time with anything. I was like, I'm good. I don't like women anymore. Like, and then I like, nah, man. But this is some of the people online. Uh, this guy says, I think this might make it worse, because it was when she was asking him out. She said, I'm only asking you because I'm desperate.
That's pretty bad.
That's not, like terrible. This guy in Halloween, I read some so I can like sum it up. Like it was like these kind of hot girls in like a demon and angel. They're like best friends and they're together like demon outfits. And he was like confident. He's like, I'm gonna ask you. It's like, hey, you look really cute in that demon costume. And they was like, well, you look like a fucking loser. And he's like,
That's just rude. I
okay.
mean, like,
Yeah,
you
but
know, like,
but I believe all of this is like younger people.
right.
This happens when you're younger. I believe it doesn't happen like this when you're older.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think people can probably still be pretty rude, but I guess when you're younger, you're just more like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, there's one that is like they were like vibing in class, and for like a week, and then when he was like, okay, everything's fine, I'm gonna ask her. He asked her, and she was like, hey, I don't want to be rude. You know, I'll just tell people like we just find out we're cousins.
Wow.
And he was like, what? She's like, I'd rather be a relative to you than even think about going out.
Yeah, there's no possible way that I'd ever sleep with you. I'd rather be related to you.
Yeah, I'd rather be your sister. So, have you ever had something like that that you're like, okay, you can have it like
I don't know that I've ever had anything that's like been so cruel. Those are all very
No,
cruel.
and this is like the surface. Like there's some that are really long because, but I was like, I'm not gonna read this because
Yeah,
like there's some that these people suffer.
I feel like I've just asked plenty of people out and they'll be like no, or just like I've had people say I don't think that's a good idea, which is like, well, what's the bad idea about it? Like, that you You just like, I don't think it's a good idea to spend any time with you, or you don't think it's a good idea because you think something bad will happen. I don't know. So like that was kind of a puzzling one. But I feel like every time I that does happen, it's just like it's so embarrassing. Like I think some people double down on it, and that's where like a lot of like
Rejection.
bad shit comes out. Is like they get angry about it, and then they'll say something mean or do something mean. And for me, it's more just like, of course, why would you want to go out with me? You're right, and I'm totally embarrassed for thinking that I could even have a chance to go out with you. So mine is more like embarrassment and like shame and slinking away than like being like angry
No,
and more agreement. Just like I
for me,
understand.
it's sad. When you get rejected, it's sad. There's one that is kind of similar than mine. He just sang a note, and she returned. It was like, "Oh, do you want to go to prom with me or whatever? Do you want to go out with me?" Yes, like the square with yes, the square with no, and she make another square. I put you and give it back.
And put what?
You
Ew. Oh man. Yeah. See, that's just like cruel.
exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I like. I've never had anybody say something or do something like that, but just for sure, like firm. No, that's just not something I see in my future or present. And yeah,
Okay,
thanks for
no,
trying.
no. I'm gonna go with this. Like, we're gonna make a pause. I'm gonna go back with this question, but we're gonna little pause. And we are back. I just rejected Michael Myers, and so he can feel, so he can
In a
suffer a little.
very cruel way too.
I know, like, uh, well, maybe not rejection, but have you ever have like any? What is the worst memory that you have of a woman making something to make you feel bad? Because I remember I liked one, and she realized that I like her, and this was like middle school, but like the first years of middle school, and we were like in coloring class, and I'm so bad at art, whatever. So I was like going out of the lines, and she just like came to me being like, oh, like so pretty. I'm like, can you lend me a color or whatever? And I was like, oh, she's talking to me. And then she's like, went to my my drawing or whatever. She's like, oh, you should use this color here or whatever. I was like, I'll use this color here, and I used it. And at the end, she like we were about to finish, she just grabbed mine and was like, "Look at this idiot coloring this in this color, and he cannot even like doing it between the lines. He's a fucking stupid." And he just gave it back, and I
Man,
was like,
you had a really traumatic.
"Latinas, this is Latinas. This is why you shouldn't date Latina." And
Was this in Chicago?
no, this is in Venezuela. Like,
Oh wow.
and I was like, I was kind of like a cute kid for a moment. Then I was like horrible kid, and then like more horrible, and then cute kid again. Like
Horrible looking, you mean?
yeah, like
Oh wow.
my ears were like flap, and I was so skinny, and like I have one thing on top of the other. Like I
Mm.
understand you girls that reject me in really hurtful ways. Like I don't
Do
understand
you
you a
know
little
what
bit.
any of these like the girl that did that really mean thing with the garbage, and then this girl? Do you
Yeah,
know
yeah,
what they?
like
Are
like
you connected with them in any way
we
now?
one we're still friends. Her name is Maria Alejandra Caloca. I'm gonna tag you in this, and you you heard me a lot. And the other one, I don't remember exactly her name right now. It's like Lilian, whatever. And she is a lesbian, so it was not my fault.
Mm.
Okay, like,
Oh, yeah. Now you can't feel bad.
yeah, I can feel bad for that one. Like you like some other stuff, so I get it,
Right,
I get it.
right.
So, what is the worst thing that a woman have done to you that you're like, come
Man, I can't like. There's
on?
nothing that tops that any of that stuff. Like, um, I mean, I don't think that I've really had like super bad experience. I mean, I'm sure that people have said really mean things about me.
Only on your back.
Right.
Really.
I mean, like going into just stand up, I've had like audience members be very
Rude.
rude to me, female audience members. Like, I'll just do a joke where I set it up like saying that I'm single, and I've had people go out of their way to be like sarcastically be like, "That's surprising." Like they'll say that out loud, and it's like, go fuck yourself. What are you doing?
Like, why would you do
Um,
this to me? Like,
right. So
You reply to them, or you're like,
yeah, I usually do reply to them, but it's like, but I'm trying to think of like, I'm sure that when I was younger, I had some girls that did some mean things,
maybe
but
they
like,
have done so mean things that your mind's like block those
yeah,
memories.
I mean, there's the possibility that that has
Or you were
happened.
such a handsome kid, like
No, that I don't
no,
think that
no,
was
that's
the
not the
case.
case.
But yeah, there's nothing that comes to my mind, and nothing for sure that would top what you just shared. That was,
I have more. I have more.
I feel like that would be like for a kid to take that, like you must have been a very resilient kid, because even that as like an adult to have someone do that to you would be like devastating.
Well, these people they say that they like remember this and they're like this happened 20 years ago and I still from time to time think about that and it's
Mm,
hurtful like oh there's one that he said like I should look at because he was like pointing out like oh this happened and I still remember how this room smell because that's how burned the memory is in my
holy
mind.
smokes!
Because it's so bad when you get your first rejection.
Yeah.
It really hurts. Like I have one, and this was when you have to call the person to their house, and you don't know who was gonna pick up the phone. So I remember I called, and the dad picked up, and the dad was like, "Who's this?" I was like, "Hi, Christian. Want to speak with Lior
Yeah.
Angel?" And I just dropping names, and the for what? I was like, school. I was like, okay. And he handed me, and I talked to her for a while. I was like, hey, I like you a lot, da da da, and I'll like us to hang out. And she said yes. And it's like, okay, we're girlfriend boyfriend because that's how it works when you're like in like
Right.
middle school. It's like it's not like oh you want to go on a date night. No, no, we're a couple right now. That's
Right.
how it works. And literally like next day, she's like, I don't want to do this because like her friends told her like him, and she's like, he's cute, and she's like, and their friends were
Oh,
like,
they all
no,
got to you.
yeah, like their friends like, no, 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 don't do that,
Do
and
you know if those other two girls had any hand in that?
maybe I would like to know, Lior Angel, I'm gonna text you, like, I'm gonna ask. I want to
I
find the one that said like this is like
I did have when I remember one time in middle school
okay,
I had a girl. This isn't like that mean. It was kind of like I asked her out, and then she basically was like, "I don't know. Let me get back to you." And so
that's a good way to say no.
for like I think like 5 days, I was just kind of like maybe and then she was like at the high school football game because I was in middle school. You'd always just go to that watch the high school football games. Um, her and her friends came up to me and they're like, "So and so wants to talk to you," and I was like, "Okay." And then I went over there and she's like, "Yeah, I don't think that I want to go out with you." And then in my mind, even back then, I was like, "Totally get it." Like,
You're just a gentleman,
I
like.
understand why you wouldn't want to go out with me. So thank you for getting back to me in a not very timely manner.
You're just like an office slang
Right.
when it comes to rejections. Like, hey, I fucking hate you. I don't want to see
Right.
even your face. And you're like,
That,
totally understandable. I'll
that's
circle
valid.
back of that. I'll report to HR on
Right.
this.
Let me
Like,
know if that changes any time down the road. But
I remember one of the other ones that I wrote is it was like these guys that they were making a prank on this dude sending
mm,
notes being like, "Oh, this is a girl, anonymous," and then they're like, "Oh, we find out who it is," and they pointed out it's her. She really likes you, whatever, and like you should ask her out. And he went, and like they were like following me on the hallway, and they stopped her. The friends stopped her. Oh, he wants to tell you something. And he was like, "Hey, I've been receiving your notes. If you, I would like to hang out with you." And and he says like he immediately knew it was all a prank because she looked so puzzled, like
mm,
and she's like, I don't know what notes are you talking about. I don't know who you are, and it will be really great if you don't ever speak to me again.
wow.
That's how blunt like girls are with really
This
like.
is in Venezuela again.
No, this is like one of the Reddit
Oh,
things.
that's one.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
girls, especially at that age, like in school, high school, they're you can be a little more caring when
Right.
you're rejecting someone
Mm,
because gets born in you, and then 10 years later, you're in a bar. It's like, I don't get what guys won't hit on us. Like, because 10 years ago, you told one guy like, don't ever speak to me again, and probably he's like, I'm not gonna speak to any. Like, I'm just gonna.
They're all scared now, like me.
you, you think you have game?
No,
Not at all.
I have no game at all.
Because I think I have to regain it because in Venezuela I felt like I have in Spanish I feel I have game, but then coming here I have to. For the first years here I was like zero, no game. I was so awkward. I didn't know how to start a conversation. I got to it again, but it took time,
I
and I
feel like
spent.
the accent though would be very helpful.
Yeah, and say when they're like, "What did you say?" I'm like, I have to repeat myself. Like all
Oh
the
man,
all the cute thing went off. I was single for like 2 years, but 2 years of nada, like not even a kiss, like because I was like, I don't even know how to approach,
right?
so I just didn't try.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a little bit of the last topic that I brought for the episode, because I saw this and I thought it was interesting, and I want to know your insight about it. I go to Reddit a lot for the topics.
Okay.
Apparently, there's something called. Have you ever had like sleep paralysis?
Um, to be honest with you, I've had like I've not had the sleep paralysis where you are like awake and there's like
Okay.
a demon at your
Apparently,
foot.
there's common. There is a guy with a hat.
That's what. Yeah, I think there's like people have like the same
Yeah, it's the same
thing.
guy with the hat.
I've had dreams though where it's like they're nightmares, I guess, where you're like you can't move, and that's terrifying.
Look at if I saw this on a TikTok. If you want to know how it feels to be paralyzed, just like put like this finger on the table, and then try to lift that finger.
Lift it up.
Yeah, to just like take it out of the table.
Oh,
No, without moving your hand.
mm,
And that's how it feels to be. It's
that doesn't seem like fun at all.
no, it's like, because you're like, and you feel you can do it, but you can't,
Right.
and it's really frustrating.
That yeah, yeah. I hope I don't get paralyzed. That would be not good.
Would you be like euthanized? Like if you get paralyzed, you would be like, Dad, let me go. And
Nah, I mean, I think. Well, I don't know. I think I'd probably give it
give-
a good shot. You know, but eventually, if it was like, all right, I'm sick of just looking at things.
there's a movie about that. And that guy was like, and let me die. And euthanasia was not legal in his country, and it's like he had to make a whole like video of his reasons to do it,
Hmm.
and different people like is like he poisoned himself basically, but different people did different things to get the poison done. So no one is actually attached to be a killer.
mm,
It's like, oh, one person put this in this glass, and the other person that didn't know what was in the glass put this other thing that,
wow,
which bad luck,
it's like a game of
mixed with this. Yeah,
mousetrap or something like
it was
that.
a lot of people until one person is like, and this person just brought me a drink, so like, I don't know, no one can be like liable. Uh, but getting back to demons, because like apparently this man with the hat is like common in many people like sleep paralysis, and I want to know if you think like demons first, if demons or these kind of things are real, and I have this like thought like recently a lot of like musicians are doing like demonic acts on their concerts,
Hmm.
like Sam Morris, uh Lady Gaga, The Weeknd. There's rappers that do this, and even like in reggaeton, I feel like there's more demonic like kind of cult lately. And if being in the side of the demons give you that much power, like there's have something to be like the counterbalance of that.
So, are you asking me if I think that kind of stuff is it like real?
First, that's the first journal. No, okay, next one.
I feel like well, I actually it is odd that you bring that up because I was in, Red Hot Ranch.
No, what is that?
It's like this burger place by Lincoln Lodge.
Okay.
It's like one of the best burgers in Chicago for like $8.
Okay.
Burgers and fries. It's great.
Oh, I went on the fries. Ham
Yeah.
cut, really good. Just
Um,
cash. That's the problem.
but yeah, it is cash only. But the guy behind the counter was talking to some guy who was picking up about how he thinks Lady Gaga initiated Bad Bunny during the halftime show into some demonic cult.
Okay.
Because, like what you're saying, she's doing more. I don't know what this is though. There's more demon. Like, what do you mean by demonic stuff that she's
Yeah,
doing?
I feel like there's more demonic stuff. It's more present. I believe if you see, I don't know, 20, 30 years ago, an artist being like, "Oh, this is my concert, and this is what we do," and it's like five people dancing with masks that resemble like a demon,
Mm,
and in the dance they put someone in the middle and like bait them with like fake blood. If you do that like 20 years ago, that would be in all newspapers. Like, what the fuck is happening? Now it's like, that was cool.
I do think that there is like I think the outrage is maybe different because it is Lady Gaga. Like, but if you go back through time, there's like Alice Cooper who like you know he was accused of being satanic for like throwing a chicken in the audience, and they're like, oh, they're sacrificing chickens at Alice Cooper concerts. And then they got like Ozzy Osbourne who
That
bit the head off the bat. Then you got like Marilyn Manson and all that kind of stuff. So I think that throughout time, there's always like people that flirt with that because it gets a rise out of people. But I think that there's maybe just like it just is a reflection of how people feel right now. There's like so much evil shit that's coming to light that it's almost like embracing that darkness as a way of like a defense mechanism.
okay,
But that
like
doesn't.
there's
I'm not. I'm also not saying that I wouldn't discount in my conspiracy mind that Lady Gaga is a part of some sort of Illuminati
I think they are.
demon cult. But
I think they all are like the with. I don't want to talk too much about the files, but with everything that is like being uncovered,
that is very
the fact that
insane.
they it haven't like go down, it feels like what is protecting this?
I feel like it's like one of those things where it's like before you're kind of like, yeah, I mean, in your mind it's like, yeah, maybe those guys are doing this crazy stuff, but it's like, but of course they're not. Like, but now that those came out, it's like, I guess they were doing that kind of stuff, and how far does that go?
Yeah, because I believe we know this the surface of
Hmm.
what is happening, and I don't know. There's something. What I thought is, in every deal with the devil in time, like you always sell your soul for power, loss,
Yeah, money.
money,
Yeah,
whatever. But these
but
people are have all of that first. But second, it's like if that is what you're selling, what is the consequence? Is the consequence like when they die they go to hell? Then I have to believe that hell exists.
right.
But if not, like they're winning in the world. If hell and heaven doesn't exist, they're just like win the world by selling their soul, and now they're like powerful. The dynamic about evil and good, like I believe they're like unbalanced right now. Like there's too much
There
bad
is
things
way too.
happening.
Yeah, I mean there is horrible things that are happening. I did see something recently though that was like this is not my thought, but I was just was like, oh, that is like a helpful way to look at things that is happening right now is like when there's all this like darkness that's being, you know, like put out there and exposed. It seems like oh everything's going bad, and it is bad, but it's like but that is the first step to things hopefully getting better because you're exposing something that's horrible, and hopefully through that there will be enough good
It's
to
like
change
Batman.
it.
It's like Batman.
I
The
guess.
darkest night is before sunrise.
Yeah,
It feels like
basically,
that.
yeah. There's a bunch of ways to say it, but it's just like, yeah, all that shit's out there. But I mean, through human history and like human nature, there's just always gonna be evil shit
Yeah.
out
Or
there.
to end the episode, what is your take on what is happening and what do you think is gonna happen with all of the bad thing that is happening in the next years? And if you think like
Uh,
going to religion will like help or not.
I think that isn't there like a kind of a some people are going back to religion.
There's a lot of people, but in another podcast, in a Venezuelan podcast, they discuss that it may be because the norm right now is to not believe,
Right.
and teenagers
Are good.
are always like against the norm.
Right.
So it's like, oh, you don't believe in anything? I believe in God now, and it's like, okay, I
Yeah,
get.
their Gen X parents are like, no, there is no God, and then their kids are like, we take me to
Dios
church.
te salve María, lleno eres gracia. And they're like, no! In this house, we don't pray.
Right. Um. Well, I guess my
I can put
prediction.
you the music. I can.
Okay. My prediction for the next few years is that things are going to get really fucked up for a while. And do I think that anything is going to happen to a lot of people in power with the things that are happening right now? Not enough.
Mhm.
And I think that it'll probably go back to some sort of status quo eventually. But the things that actually need to change, like, never fully get changed because of the amount of work and the amount of shit that would have to go into that.
Well,
And the amount of money that is just involved. I mean, truly, it all just comes down to money and greed.
yeah, well, just taking what Pam Bondi said, that if we prosecute everybody that is on the list, the system will collapse. And people are like, exactly, like that's what we wanted. But making a little comparison with Venezuela right now, like they took like one of the heads of, of the regime. There's a couple of heads still in Venezuela, but we have to make the pieces with having like remainings of the regime as a transition. And I believe that may happen with this. Like, oh, they're gonna prosecute like three, four, five names, and the others
They're still there.
we'll have to forgive them. It's like
Yeah.
sadly it will be
There's
like there's no way where we can get them all, but at least
there's this
something.
incredible documentary called The Act of Killing,
Okay.
and it's about these guys who are in these like I forget where it is, like Sri Lanka or something like that, and they were all part of these like death squads in the 70s and 80s, and maybe 90s. I don't know. It's somewhere in those like decades, and they basically that government fell, but all these guys who were like these gangsters, like of these death squads, they couldn't prosecute all of them, so they all just are like living freely amongst everybody, even though they've committed these like horrible murders and like mass murders, and they basically have this like one guy recreate the murders because he's like this huge Hollywood, like he loves movies and stuff, and through that he just like comes to terms with like the horrible shit that he's done. It's a really fucked up documentary.
Okay,
But
I'll watch it because it
the
sounds
act
really
of
good.
killing, yeah.
Because okay, I've been trying to end it with about
Right. This is
last statement. It would never end. No, no, no. Last statement. Like, for example, they say, and apparently it's confirmed, but we will never have it super confirmed until like I don't know, 20 years from here, that Hitler did escape to Argentina and he lived the rest of his life chilling in Argentina. And if that's the case, sadly, you took this
that would
person
be
for power and
really
everything went down, but he
right. That would be like
he's
horrible for people to learn that he never actually was had. There's no real justice
well, you know
involved.
that Epstein, they're saying he's alive and he's in Israel, and
I've
there's a
seen
picture.
that, but then I've also see that's like the fucked up thing right now is like with AI,
Yes,
like they're able to create so many things that
but if it
you
is
can prove to
real,
be AI. That when something does come out that's real, they're able to put it behind this whole like chaos of just like, oh, that's just like fake.
well,
So it's
that's
like calling everything into question. And what I've read is that has been those pictures have been put through AI things, and they've been proven to be AI. But also, I wouldn't put it past like this if the people that he's involved with and the everything about everything that's coming out is true. Clearly, there would be like
they
a
have enough
huge,
power. Yeah,
right, a huge, you know, drive to move him or kill him. I don't know.
yeah. And with this, we end with this that one person said, and it makes sense. Like, do you think like these billionaires, including Musk, apparently, that have all the technology in the world at their hands, and they can make whatever they want. They will like confess crimes through Gmail,
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, you have a point there. You have a point
yeah.
there.
But it is one of those things too, where it's like I feel like that's what Trump does too, where he just like
Maybe they feel so
creates
safe.
so much. Yeah, feel safe and just creates so much like craziness that it distracts people from what they're actually doing. You know, which I think is his whole like the whole administration's like mo is just do as much crazy shit.
Yeah, like do something crazy and people won't believe anything. Oh, this is still. And I have this. This is really obvious, but we're gonna use it because I like it. And with that, we end the episode.
What a way to end
Number.
the episode.
We're in episode 92 actually, and we're gonna end the episode. We're gonna go to the bonus content, and if you really like conspiracy theories, the bonus content is gonna be really fun. Adios.
Right.
You gotta say adios in español.
Adios. Adios.